Happy New Year, everyone. My name is Lucas, and we're back in 2024 with our first WWE event, Monday Night Raw, Day 1. And it was a wild show, and it looks like we are kind of on the road to WrestleMania. If not on the road to it, it's our next exit, because The Rock is back, and it looks like he has his eyes on the head of the table. So today I wanted to talk about how I would book The Rock versus Roman Reigns. Kind of throws a monkey wrench in a lot of people's predictions, I believe. So we're going to look at that today, and I'm going to give you what I think the ideal version in my head. Okay, so totally subjective fantasy booking on how they should do The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, or maybe even beyond. So first, let's talk about The Rock actually returning to Raw last night. It started with Triple H tweeting out earlier in the day that a former WWE champion will be making an appearance on Raw Day 1. Great. Everybody loves a good champion. All sorts of surprises. It's coming up on the show, and out comes the modern-day Maharaj, Jinder Mahal. And I don't hate Jinder. Actually, I think he started cutting a pretty decent promo at the beginning, but it seemed that most of the crowd was disappointed. And from the looks of it, a lot of folks were disappointed with Jinder coming out. But I thought he cut a pretty decent promo there. But lo and behold, The Rock's music hits. He comes out, does pretty much the exact same promo he did on Austin Theory back last year during SmackDown on Jinder Mahal. Very run-of-the-mill Rock, trash this guy, smack talk him a little bit promo. Hits him with the rock bottom. Jinder leaves the ring. Then The Rock asks the crowd where he should sit when he goes to dinner after the show. Should he sit in a booth? Should he sit at the bar? Or should he sit at the head of the table? It gets a huge pop. The Rock got huge pops all night. The crowd was very hyped for him. A lot of people online were complaining about The Rock returning. And I get it. He's a part-timer. He's a Hollywood guy. But he's a draw. He gets people excited. Everybody knows The Rock. He gets eyes on the product, which I think is a good thing. So he's back, and it looks like they might be gearing up for The Rock versus Roman. Now, here's how I would book it. First off, it all begins this Friday at New Year's Revolution, all right? So we have a triple threat match between LA Knight, AJ Styles, and Randy Orton for the number one contender spot for Roman Reigns' title at the Royal Rumble. Now, what I would do is have this match end in some sort of draw, interference, some way to make it that no clear winner is decided. And that way we have a fatal four-way match at the Royal Rumble for Roman's undisputed title. Maybe The Rock interferes on Friday. I doubt it. I don't think we're going to see him again until at least the Rumble, but maybe, who knows? Be cool if he's back for more than just one-off appearances. But some way that match ends in a manner that would make it a fatal four-way at the Royal Rumble. Then at the Royal Rumble, you don't have The Rock in the Royal Rumble match. Please, we do not need The Rock winning the Royal Rumble and facing Roman for the undisputed title. I don't think that helps anybody out. I mean, yeah, I would draw money, so I guess it would help them out. But I think story-wise, the best thing to do would be to have Roman drop the title at the Royal Rumble. Now, I know a lot of people are like, he can't drop the title anywhere other than WrestleMania. Well, why not? Make it a surprise thing. Make it the biggest Rumble moment ever. Roman loses the undisputed title to, I believe, Randy Orton. Now, you don't have Roman take the pin. You have probably AJ Styles take the pin. Maybe there's some interference. It's a fatal four-way match. Anything could happen. Heck, maybe The Rock cost Roman Reigns his victory. That way, Randy Orton is now the undisputed champion. Adds more to Randy's stats. I think Randy should eventually be the one to break Ric Flair, John Cena's world title record. So great for Randy, and that sets up another feud that I'm going to talk about in a second. The following SmackDown, you have Roman come out, disgruntled about losing his title, bitterness building, and then you introduce the feud between him and The Rock. That match does not need the title. Cena versus Rock, the first one didn't have the title, and it was one of the biggest Mania matches ever. I do not believe that this match at WrestleMania between The Rock and Roman Reigns needs the title at all. So you begin the feud with The Rock and Roman going back and forth on who truly is the tribal chief, the head of the table, that animosity between them and their family dynamics. It'd be a great feud. Their promo battles would be awesome. It does not need the title whatsoever. Now, what do you do with Randy and the title? So you have Cody Rhodes some way. I don't think he should win the Rumble, probably at the Elimination Chamber, win a match to become the number one contender for the undisputed title, and you do Roman versus Cody at WrestleMania for the undisputed title. A lot of story there. It writes itself. They go way back. You could say Randy hindered Cody's career or something like that. And you have Randy versus Cody. I think that would be an awesome match and an awesome feud that can extend up until WrestleMania and even beyond. Cody finishes his story, yada yada. Cody doesn't get screwed by The Rock coming back. Randy boosts his stats, and they make a boatload of money doing The Rock versus Roman. Now, in the build to WrestleMania, you could even have some sort of bloodline, family dynamic match at the Elimination Chamber. Maybe you have the Usos pick sides. Maybe Jay sides with The Rock, and Jimmy and Solo side with Roman. And you could have a tag team match at the Elimination Chamber. I don't see this happening, but it could be interesting because I do think we're going to get Jimmy versus Jay at WrestleMania. Ultimately, you would end up at WrestleMania with the 3 marquee matches, which I believe would be the best for business, and that would be Roman versus The Rock, no title, Cody versus Randy Orton for the Undisputed Championship, and Seth Rollins versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. I think this is the best of both worlds. I think it'd be the way to make the most fans happy. You get a little bit of everyone. Cody doesn't get screwed. Yes, Roman drops his title earlier than a lot of people expected, but it's unexpected, and I think that's good. I don't think we should be like, well, he has to drop it at WrestleMania to Cody. That's the only way. No, it doesn't. Anything can happen, and I think it's better that they do that. So at WrestleMania, you have Cody versus Randy. Those two feud, and then after that match, which I believe Cody should win, finally finish the story. He has his title. Randy gives him the rub. Great for Randy. He helps his buddy out. It's a better story than I think Cody versus Roman. And then you do Cody versus Roman at, like, say, SummerSlam for the title. Roman gets his rematch. He gets his opportunity to take that title back. I don't know what would happen from there. I'm not going to book that far into advance. But if Roman does defeat The Rock, he has that chip on his shoulder that he is the true tribal chief. The Rock could go back to Hollywood, do whatever he wants, and then you have Roman versus Cody, SummerSlam, or wherever that might be. So you get the finish of that story, the culmination of that, so we don't leave that hanging in the air. And I think that would ultimately make the most fans happy. So that is how I would book The Rock versus Roman. A lot of great promo battles in there, maybe a tag team match at the Elimination Chamber, but ultimately you don't screw Cody and everybody gets to shine. Who gets the main event? It would probably be Rock versus Roman because they're going to do CM Punk versus Seth for the other main event. So I don't see Cody getting the main event slot if it's Rock versus Roman. But still, he gets his title, he gets his flowers, he gets the main event at SummerSlam. I think it still works out for him. And Cody's a man who's adaptable. I think he'd be willing to do that. And I think it'd be a pretty good story overall. So let me know what you would do with The Rock versus Roman. I think it's going to be a really electric road to WrestleMania. A lot of things could happen. Please don't have The Rock win the Royal Rumble. I feel like that would just kind of screw over everybody else, but wouldn't be the first time. Think back to the pipe bomb. But overall, I think that's the best path. Let me know what you think the best plan of action is for Rock versus Roman, Cody versus Randy, Cody versus Roman, and then CM Punk versus Seth Rollins I think is going to happen regardless. I think CM Punk will end up winning the Royal Rumble, but they could mix things up. Who knows? Looks like we're going to have a really exciting build up to WrestleMania 40. It's going to be a huge one. Very excited. Again, let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, and have a great day and a great new year. Bye-bye.